All right, guys, welcome back to Kellen Time, and today I want to talk about my Casio AE-1200 WH. The AE-1200 line comes in a couple different colors, black with a rubber band. This, I'm going to say stainless look. It's not, it's plastic and painted. And then they have kind of, and again, quotes, gilt version, black, where the markers on the inside and the 10-year battery and the water resistant 100-meter Casio, all that is gold, and the actual LED or LCD has more of a gold tone than this kind of white tone. And then the world map located right there is green, which is kind of cool. So anyway, let's talk about it. This is probably my favorite watch you can have for under 30 bucks. The WH version, which is this, is about $26 on Amazon today. I bought this a year ago or so. And the reason that this one is probably a little bit more than the black version is the black version has a rubber band and this has a bracelet. For a $26 watch on a bracelet, it's not as bad of a bracelet as you would think. It's actually got some taper to it. It's got, double buckle clasp. And it doesn't have, it doesn't articulate that much. And it's pins, or folded, if you will. But to be honest, it's actually pretty light and pretty comfortable. The only knock on it that I would have is when you put it on, I don't know if you can hear that. That play that you get is a little annoying. I've seen people put a little piece of double-sided tape in there to kind of eat up that play, which quiets it down, but to be honest, I'm not too worried about that slight noise that you get there. But you can see, decent bracelet. To be honest, I'm not mad at it at all. I love the look of the bracelet. I love the look of this watch in silver over black. So yeah, the back has a stainless steel case back, screwed in, the 4 screws there. And then you got the front of the watch, which I think is pretty badass looking. And people call this the Casio Royale. That's playing on the Casino Royale because this was kind of designed after or inspired by the Seiko digital watch that was in James Bond some years ago. But let's get into the watch a little bit. So you can see it's 100 meters water resistant. It's got a 10-year battery that they're very proud of. It's got this 4-button control, okay? So obviously you got your time, your day and your date, your world time map, which time zone you're in. And then this upper zone is kind of telling you any portion of the watch that you have turned on. So if you have an alarm on or daylight savings, I believe, or one of those functions, it will display in this up here. And then the top left is kind of funny. You can see it ticking away there. The shorthand on the top left is obviously your hour hand. The longer hand is your minute hand. And then if you can see on the outer track there, between the 10 and the 15 is the second hand ticking away. So a little bit redundant. You're not really going to use that or read that time because it's kind of hard to see, but it looks cool. Yeah. Let's get into kind of the functions. So the easiest one to probably get out of the way is the light. You can see if I get it, bam. Two lights at the bottom kind of illuminate. And then when it's really dark, I don't know if the best way to do this, it kind of lights up orange, has like an orange hue to it. People have modded that to do a green or a red. But that's the stock color. This bottom right button is your search button, and that takes you to all of your different time zones. And this is probably my favorite function of the watch. It's a world time watch. So as you can see, we're darkly shaded on the west coast of the United States because that's the time zone I'm in. LAX, I'm in Seattle, same time zone. So that's what time zone we are. If you hit search, you can see you move that dark zone. Now it's New York, time 2, tells you right there, NYC, time zone 2, and then it changes your time for you. And then you jump ahead to London, time zone 3, now we're at 5:40 p.m. Paris, time zone 4, and it's preset. You can have 4 different time zones, and you can select from, I think it's like 20 or 24 different time zones total that you want. I really just care about East Coast and West Coast time. Having London time is kind of fun. It's not something I would use Paris either. I might actually switch it to have it LAX, Central, East Coast, and then maybe London as my 4th time zone. But man, you could imagine if you're traveling and you hop on your plane, it's literally 1 click, boom. I know exactly what time it is. And then you're like, wait, what time is it back home? A couple more clicks, you're back to your home time zone. Really, 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 really easy. Okay, next function is your mode function. And this takes you into your settings menu. So you can set an alarm clock. You can set up to 5 alarm clocks. So you could have one every day, a different time every day, same time every day. If you set an alarm, it will display ALM up in the top right to let you know that you have an alarm on. Here's your timer. It's a countdown timer. Kind of Bondy. Stop. Reset. Again, start, stop, reset. Here's your stopwatch. Same thing as but you're counting up now. You got sub-seconds up here, seconds, minutes, hours. Stop, reset. Back to your time. And then adjust. All that does is when you're in your, this is how you change your time, stuff like that, change your alarm. So yeah, that's the functionality of this watch. Really cool. I mean, for, the black version, I don't think I mentioned, the black version is like 16 or 17 bucks. Sorry. That's really hard to beat. This stainless version with the bracelet is 26. I ordered for $7 a black rubber band to go with it, so I can kind of switch it out. I love just the two-tone kind of look. It's great. The one knock on getting the silver one, I will say, is that it scratches really easy. I mean, you can imagine it's just paint over plastic. So I have a scratch on my lug right there. I have a scuff on, kind of see it right there, scuff on the bezel, if you will. So, I mean, I've had this watch for 6 months or something like that, and I don't wear it every day, but when I do wear it, it's really fun. But yeah, it's not gonna take a beating. I've heard that the crystal, if you will, I'm pretty sure it's just plastic, scratches really easy. Luckily, I haven't scratched mine. And if I did, I'd probably try to poly watch it out. I think you could get out most of the scratches that way. Yeah, pretty awesome watch. Let me throw it on wrist for you guys. You can see what it looks like. Pretty badass. And for me, a guy with a little bit bigger wrist, I have a 7.5 inch wrist. So if you've been wanting something that's a fun, just throw on anytime watch, but to me, the F91s, those Casio, those square G-Shocks, the old school ones, that's just too small for my wrist. This has way better wrist presence than, it's going to fit more like a 40 to 42 millimeter watch than one of those old school square Casio G-Shocks that just doesn't fit that well for if you have a wrist that's above a 7-inch wrist. If you have a smaller wrist, you could probably do both, but for your bigger wristed guys, this is a great option for a really fun, just throw on, digital watch that's super efficient. I timed it. It's running at exactly plus minus 0 seconds for the month. So fairly accurate. Yeah. Let me know what questions you guys have. Really fun watch. Check out my other videos. I'm doing one a week. I think I've got 3 up, so this is my 4th video. Probably do a collection soon, show you guys everything that I have. Currently, I've got another watch coming in soon. I've still got some watches I haven't reviewed yet. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think, and appreciate the time. Later.